Welcome back to the Manor. Julian McBain here, and we are back with Entropia Universe. So, I need to do a sound check here. I think I've got sound. No. My sound is not working very well. I don't know what it is. As soon as I go live, it's like my sound dies. It's starting to irritate me, to be honest with you, because that means I gotta log back out of the game in order to fix my sound. And I don't know if it's a glitch with EU. Okay, we gotta do it again. I don't know why it flippin' does this, but it's starting to make me mad. Like, I'm finally back in EU, I'm finally trying to do the thing, and the sound's just not cooperating. Gotta pull out my handy authenticator here, and if you don't have an authenticator, you need to get an authenticator. Like, you've got real money on this platform, guys. Get an authenticator. It's not that much of a pain. There, we have sound again. I don't understand. If anyone knows why it does that, please, like, let me in on the secret. That's frustrating. We'll pick up our Kafaz challenge. And go into CUHOF 4. Which, as we discovered in the last one, is like an hour-long CUHOF. Oh, must be in a team. Forgot about that. The workaround. So, yeah. Fun story. I, ordered a 3D printer. Which I have the feeling is going to be extremely dangerous. So, like, as I said on my last stream, actually that was on Friday. That was before it happened. So, this past weekend, I introduced my son to tabletop wargaming. And the system we play is called Grimdark Future, which is... basically, it's a simplified version of 40K, because you can't get around comparing everything to 40K. Hey, Alex. Actually, just getting started. We're in CUHOFs today. Talking about 3D printing and tabletop wargaming for the moment. So I introduced my son, and he is... I'm not surprised. He kind of got hooked. So we played 3 games over the weekend, which... is quite a bit. And actually, as I speak, he is in his room painting old metal Eldar models that were unpainted. I had bought them a million years ago off a guy that was getting out of the game and never got around to painting them, so he's currently painting those, which is awesome. And I'm both proud and a little embarrassed to admit that it's his first time painting something like this, and he's already better at it than I am when it comes to, like, base level skills. I mean, yeah, I've got all the experience to back me up, so I know things like dry brushing and layering and stuff, shit like that. But, like, just from a raw talent perspective, he way outstrips me. And it's not even close. So yeah, we got into it, and we had a lot of fun, and so I'm like, F it. I'm buying a 3D printer. I want to print models, because Games Workshop charges way too much for models now. You know, I remember back when you could buy a squad or a mob of orcs or a squad of space marines for like $20, which is reasonable, right? They've got production costs. They've got, you know, they've got to make a profit. They got to pay their people. And of course, the game store has to have some too, so they can keep the lights on and pay their people. Perfectly understandable. $55 to order a squad online now? No. Plus, I can print other things, like a pasta fork, which for some reason I have not been able to find one that's worth anything locally. Like, I can find cheap chintzy ones, but I'm very picky about my kitchenware. And I completely blame the fact that my dad was a professional cook, and my sister is literally a professional chef. Like, worked for Ming Tsai. Doesn't work for him now, but used to. So, like, because I'm exposed to all this really high-end culinary equipment, I'm a bit of a snob. And, like, my dream is to have a proper set of knives, like the knives you buy for $100 each. That's gonna happen eventually. I think my sister's knives cost her like $1,200, and that was an inexpensive set. And I'm sure she has more expensive ones now. But because I'm such a snob, I'm probably going to download Blender and just design my own pasta fork and print the fucking thing. And there are other things I want to 3D print too. You know? Certain icons representing different game things. A lot of it can be found online or designed in Blender. Actually, for tabletop gaming, wargaming, I want to print off a lot of World War II tanks and then orky them up. So, like, I want to take... I've always wanted an orc-themed tiger, because the tiger is the iconic World War II tank. But I'm also going to print, like, an M3 Grant, because I'm from the Grant family. And I'm going to have one of those. I'm going to have, like, a squadron of those as goblin tanks. And I've thought about, like, mismatching parts. So take the turret off of, like, a Lynx or a Tiger 1 and slap it on top of an M3. Because orcs are known for salvaging everything. Or vice versa. I could put, like, the turret of an M4 on top of a Panzer IV chassis. And then paint it these garish orc colors. Because if orcs got a hold of World War II tanks, they'd be in heaven. Mech boys don't care about all this advanced electronic crap you find on the M1 free rooms. They care about big guns that go boom. All that other stuff is just too complicated. So there's going to be lots of tabletop models for me to paint. Ugh. My pile of shame is already too big. And I'm getting into that. I know. And yes, I know there are some of you out there who want to know there's an FGC9 in my future. If you don't know what an FGC9 is, go look it up. Also, regarding future content, as of this moment, I'm kind of making an executive decision. I'm thinking about extending my EU play through September into September. And I'm seriously thinking about doing Starfield. I know everyone and their brother are going to be doing Starfield when it drops on the 6th of September, because that's what people do. But I'm excited for a new Bethesda title. I'm kind of reluctant to play it on day of release, and there's a couple of reasons. The Fallout 4 VR release in particular proved that Bethesda has a habit of dropping games not very polished. I mean, Bethesda has a tendency to drop unpolished games and let modders polish them for them, because that's what modders do. But, you know, glitches happen. So I've contemplated, like, letting them release it, waiting a week and playing it. But that means I still want to pre-order it for all the pre-order stuff that goes with it, right? So I'm going to make that decision by the end of this week. Starfield looks amazing. I mean, it's a Bethesda game. Of course it's going to look amazing. Fallout 4, stylistically speaking, looked amazing. Right? It looked dreadful, but it was supposed to look dreadful. Nuclear apocalypse is not supposed to be pretty. But they did an amazing job with the atmosphere. Like, it was immersive. I still love Fallout 4. And I've never finished the damn game. In fact, I've contemplated playing it on live stream just to force myself to finish the damn game, which means it's going to happen at some point. Especially with things like Fallout London coming out, which is not Bethesda, that's a mod. But it looks completely... Well, it just looks awesome. Just looks awesome. So, eventually that's going to happen. And it's going to happen live, I think. But my next trick might be Starfield if I don't stick to just doing EU content, because it just looks gorgeous. And I'm fairly sure it's going to wind up on my pre-order. I'm going to end up pre-ordering it just so I can get the pre-order content. I mean, I know that's how game companies lure you in, but when you're trying to produce a game that costs you millions and millions and millions of dollars, I kind of get it. As soon as I drop him, I'm going to pop some pills here. We will consume the skill candy, and we will consume the loot pill. So that might be a thing that happens, is doing the Starfield game for my next live stream, which Starfield comes out on the 6th of September, so it gives us a couple weeks. I was going to do Armored Core. I don't know that I'm ready to primetime Armored Core, because Armored Core is the mother of Souls-like games, and a lot of people don't appreciate that, but like all of the things in Dark Souls appeared in Armored Core first. And I had forgotten just how unforgiving Armored Core was until I started playing the original Armored Core again. I used an emulator. And Armored Core is on my top, like the first Armored Core is on my top 5 best games of all time. Like, we're talking PS1, rough polygons, I don't give a shit, top 5 best games of all time. You know what, Alex? That's fair. And to be even more fair, it's really easy to lose faith in Bethesda, because Todd Howard is the king of releasing half-finished games. I mean, let's be honest. Todd Howard is the king of releasing half-finished games. He is. But Bethesda's business model appears to be, and I'm not sure if this is so much a criticism as a critique, and there is a difference. Bethesda has a tendency to send out half-finished games and let the player base, i.e. the mod community, fix it the way that players want it to be fixed. So I don't know if it's just a cynical way to produce games, or if it's a brilliant business model where they put all of the major production costs in and pay for everything, and then let the player base decide how they want the game to look in the end. Like, I don't know. Part of me, like there's a big black-pilled part of me that wants to be the cynical one and just be like, Bethesda deliberately does this shit because they know the players are going to do all the hard work for them. But on the same token, it's like, it's kind of fucking brilliant. But then you turn to game companies like From Software, and they put out highly polished games that are very deliberately frustrating to beat. And I'm gonna put out the Armored Core and the original Dark Souls as examples for the time period they were produced in. And keep in mind, we're talking Armored Core came out in the early aughts, I think. It was a PS1. When did Armored Core come out? I'm going to quickly look up when Armored Core 1 came out. 97. 97 is when Armored Core came out. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. No. So many games that you purchase, they're made by AAA developers, aren't ready for prime time at all. That's why I love indie developers who do early access, where they're like, look, we're going to ask you for money. We're going to put out a version of the game. It is alpha. We make no presumptions on how playable this is because we're telling you up front we're using you to help us test this fucker. And you know what? Aces. If a game company wants to put out a game and be like, we're giving you early access to try all this shit out, but this shit's broke, and we need you to tell us that it's broke, where it's broke, 100% awesome in my book. But if you put out a product and say, this game be ready for prime time, and you put on your fucking VR goggles, and everyone looks like fucking Mr. Blobby, to quote, up is not jump, that's not okay. That's not acceptable. And a game studio like Bethesda has no business putting out unacceptable product. Because we've given them billions of dollars of our collective money. Like, let's look at Fallout 4. Like, forget New Vegas, which I think everyone that I have ever met that plays a Fallout game would cheerfully dump hundreds of their own dollars to have Bethesda redevelop New Vegas in the Fallout 4 engine. Like, we would all pay for that game to be re-released in the Fallout 4 engine. But to have Fallout 4 VR have such a bullshit release, and considering how much money we've given them, they need to do better. You're absolutely right, Alex. Yeah. I've got 2 separate copies of New Vegas on 2 separate platforms. If they've re-released New Vegas as a like a director's cut or a polish up, or release it on the new engine, and they said, hey, it's $100, fuck yeah, I'd spend $100 on it. New Vegas is also in my top 5 favorite games of all time. I've only played 1 million hours of it. Like, if they put out a New Vegas 2, sign my ass up. That shit's happening. If they ever did it, I would live stream that shit. But it better be Interplay doing the work, because I don't trust Bethesda to not fuck it up. And that's the problem. Like, Interplay, Interplay loved what they did. They poured their hearts and their souls into everything. We need that shit back. That's why I love From Software, despite the fact that they only release the title like once every 50 years. Because every ounce of effort goes into making the title good. This is why I think that Cyberpunk 2077 was so disappointing. Like, I love Cyberpunk 2077. But having seen The Witcher, and I never played The Witcher, and I know I'm part of that, like, I'm part of that demographic of gamers where people don't believe that they exist because I've never actually played The Witcher. But The Witcher was brilliant. Like, The Witcher was amazing. All of them. And then CD Projekt Red put out Cyberpunk 2077, which... Cyberpunk 2077 was an amazing game. I loved the shit out of it. But the bugs... Like, I've never... Barring the release of Fallout 4 VR, I have never seen a buggier game than Cyberpunk 2077. Like, totally unacceptable from people who could produce content like the fucking Witcher 3. Yeah, I 100% agree, Alex. 100%. And you know something? It's across the board. So, as I was saying earlier, I'm a tabletop wargamer on top of doing video games. Fucking Warhammer 40k was my gig. I loved that game. But you know what happened? Games Workshop stopped being about the gamer and started being about the cash. And now, like, a SWAT of guys that was $20 20 years ago is 55 to 70 now. And now they've got 3D printers. So I can play One Rules Games Grimdark Future, which is actually a superior games system. Like, the mechanics of it are superior to 40k 10th edition. Sorry, Games Workshop, you done fucked up. Like, the ultimate Grimdark Future 40k system was 3.5. And I know there are people that are gonna hate me for saying this shit, but Warhammer 40k 3.5 edition was the ultimate 40k. They have never been that good since. Period. Dot. And I will fight, literally fight, anyone who disagrees with me on that. I have swords, we can duel. But now it's all about, you know, they keep changing the rules and making it so players have to keep buying models, which, okay, I get it. It's how they make their money. But it's like, god damn it, Games Workshop. Make it so that my current army can still be played. And so now you've got, like, one-page rules puts out Grimdark Future that not only supports all of the old models you've had since 1st and 2nd edition, but it supports independent 3D printers that also produce models. And they do it through a Patreon subscription. So, yeah. And I introduced my son to this, and he loved the one-page version. I love the one-page version better than I love any of the 40k versions that I've played, except for 3.5. 3 was good too. Dude, painting figures is like the most cathartic shit you can do in your life. Like, if you have a stressful job, you come home, you throw a YouTuber on, which I'd love for it to be me, but honestly, my own afternoon entertainment, if I'm painting figures, it's probably the Russian Badger. Not gonna lie. Might be CGP Grey. There are other podcasts I watch too. Some are political, some are not. I'll put those on. I'll paint figures. I've got a whole pile of orcs that are up on my desk on a mat that I've been working on. It is like the most cathartic shit you could ever do. The only thing that I find more cathartic than painting models is fighting my friends. And I don't mean like arguing with them. I mean like picking up an actual sword and fencing them. And I don't use that whippy shit, as I'm sure you all know by now. Like, I'm going to pick up a whole ass saber that I bought off Castile Armory. Go see Sam's stuff. It is awesome. Castile, C-A-S-T-I-L-L-E, Armory, ARMORY.com. Because he spells it the American way, not the British way. In fact, I just threw it into chat because I love them so much. Sam, you're awesome. It's not just because we, you know, are part of the same fencing school or anything. Go Black Tigers. But, like, the only thing I find more cathartic than painting models, and I mean cathartic, like, wargaming is fun. But just for catharsis, like calm down after a rough day, you paint miniatures, that's a good evening. Dude, there is a 3D printer on sale on Amazon right now that I just bought. It's I'm gonna get it on. It's gonna come in on Friday. It's got like just short of a 9-inch by 9-inch bed, and it cost me like $200. I bought 3 spools of the filament to like feed it so that it can actually print shit. So the printer paper of a 3D printer. And the whole thing cost me less than $250 for all of that. So like, dude, if you're looking to 3D print models and shit, and then go to onepagerules.com. If you sign up for their Patreon, and I'm not sponsored by any of these people. I am not sponsored by shit. I do this for free. Go to onepagerules.com, sign up for their Patreon. They give you model STLs every month for like $10 a month. So for the cost of a subscription to your average, like for a Game Pass on mostly your fucking gaming platforms, or for the monthly subscription cost of like Hulu, you can have all kinds of 3D printing models that you can print endless copies of after you download for the cost of a few pennies worth of plastic and have it 3D print. Alex, are you talking about painting models, or are you talking about sword fighting? I'll do both. I'll do both. You know, it's funny. I started this channel all on pre-cooked video content, and I just can't bring myself to do videos anymore. It's all live stream now. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's a 3D printer and painting models? Absolutely. Once I get it set up and figure my shit out, like I'm not gonna throw up there me trying to like bang my head against the wall. How the fuck do I do this? Once I got it figured out, I'll absolutely video it. Actually, you know what? I won't guarantee I won't videotape me trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Because I am sure there are plenty of people out there that would find that shit entertaining. Not the least of which is my sock leader, Warspade. Never thought about putting videos up about painting models, though. I'm not super good at it. I'm not terrible at it, but I'm not super good at it. I am far from pro. Definitely amateur. But I've done enough of it to where I'm not shit at it either. No, I'll give that some thought, Alec. I'll give that some thought, Alex. Absolutely. I'm already on repeat for CUHOF. Hang on. We'll do perception here. Holy shit. Is stamina on here? No. That's a long list of options. 25 ped worth of all of these. Oh my god. 71. No, we're gonna do evade. We're gonna do evade. Oh yeah, DM Zone puts out a lot of good stuff. He's good people, by the way. If you play Entropia and you can get DM Zone on your friends list, do so. He's good people. 100% vouch and endorse. Absolutely. But yeah, Alex, what I would do if you want to get into like painting models, if you want to try it out, I would go to proxywars.com. Again, not a sponsorship. Proxywars.com. Look through the models, find something that's interesting because they're far cheaper than a lot of the premium ones. Because they 3D print all their stuff, like full disclosure. Buy like a squad of models for $10 or a vehicle for like 25. Any assembly, do the assembly, paint it up, see how you like it. And that way you're not investing like hundreds of dollars into this shit. Like me, I'm in it to win it, but I've been doing it for years. We're talking, I was doing this back 23 years ago. Oh my god, no, I started, when did I start table? My friend Joel and I got into Warhammer Fantasy back in 1997. So, 26 years I've been doing this. It really hurts me to know that I'm old enough to say I've been doing this for 26 years. Speaking of Joel, I should track him down and challenge him to a battle. Oh my god. He'd probably be like, Paul, fuck you. Yeah, don't spend huge money on something when you're testing it out. Like, when I started doing 3D wargaming, I bought the models off Games Workshop because that's who was there, and I bought testers paints to paint them. And I enjoyed the painting as much as anything. And when I was a kid, we're talking like 15, 16, the age of my son now, I'd literally throw Independence Day, the movie, up, and then have that as background noise and paint models. And I'd spend all afternoon doing this shit. And there's whole techniques to it. There's dry, like base coating and dry brushing and overcoating and making washes. Like, figure out all the things to do it right, and then experiment, because it's worth it. This is the only game I know that'll auto-target something that's behind hardcover. But no, man, like... I believe that's the URL to onepagerules.com. Check them out. Like, they're awesome. They are awesome. They are what Games Workshop used to be. Back in the fucking day. There we go. And the thing is that, as far as I'm concerned, oh wow, that's quite a bit. It's all about having fun, right? That's why I paint models. I build models. I love every second of it. It's why I wanted to introduce my son to tabletop wargaming. Because I love tabletop wargaming. I love the lore. I love the fun. I love rolling the dice. Like playing orcs. I play a lot of orcs and I play a lot of Space Marines, which are Battle Brothers or Havoc Battle Brothers in Grimdark Future, but I love it. Why? It's fun. I played Eldar too because I love the idea of like their arrogance is only matched by their firepower. It's like you're a glass cannon. Go out into the field in all your glass cannon goodness. Shoot at them with these ridiculous Gatling guns. It's like sign my ass. You created an A10 Warthog that is a jet bike. Sign my ass up. And then one page, they put out like fucking cyber ninjas. Shit. Hell yeah, I'll do that. So damn. Although it occurred to me, as someone who streams, I could always reopen my Patreon, which was open when I was doing this regularly. I could always make 3D printed things a thing that I offer. I mean, I can't offer other people's STLs that I've printed, because those are strictly non-commercial license. But, shit, it would be a lot of fun to, like, come up with my own. I can do Blender. Go have fun, Alex. Hey, cooking is awesome. So I don't know if that's your job or if you just have to cook for your family, but I love cooking for my family or friends. So you go have fun. I don't even know how far into this we are. I mean, I know that we're like 40-ish minutes in. I think this is a 1 hour instance. Can't remember. But yeah, no. 3D printing, I was like, I don't know that it's gonna take. Yeah, it fucking took. It's like the internet. Like, I don't know if that's gonna be what I think it is. Oh boy. It became a staple. So when I... This leads to a story, right? So when I was a kid, my best friend, his name is Joel. I mentioned him earlier today. He's like, hey, Julian, I want to take you to... I need your help. We're going to clean out all the lockers at U32, which is one of the local high schools. I'm like, why would I want to do that? He's like, because when we're done, not only do we get to keep anything we find if we want it, which most of it was shit, but I mean, okay. I got a Trapper Keeper out of it. That was awesome at the time. Because when we're done, we get to browse this thing called the internet. And I'm like, what the fuck's the internet? I didn't say fuck because I was too much of a goody two-shoes, but what the fuck's the internet? And he showed me the internet in 1994. And we actually had to type in the IP address of where we wanted to go because URLs hadn't been invented yet. And so I'm like, okay, this is awesome. And then URLs came out, and of course, what was available after URLs came out? It was fucking government websites and adult content, let's put it that way. Because that's all that was there. So... But then the internet exploded. It's like, what the hell is going on here? Like, it was supposed to be educational. And now, the sum of all human knowledge is available to us. And we can't guarantee that it's good. Did I miss someone? Can I force it? To quote Floop, I thought I cleared everything. Apparently not. Oh, I missed one. Come here, boy. I didn't realize it was that good. Hang on a second. Play LR35 ad. It's Barbarella. Oh, I have an LR35 that's actually in good shape. No shit. Okay. Okay. Did not know. Did not know. First 45 is on to 1424. 15%. Oh damn, my... Oh, okay then. Never mind. Never mind. We're good. We're good. my regen is low. Which means I'm going to have to go on a supply run this weekend. What? No shit, I missed these. And they're both full TT. I mean, 118 is not nothing. Well, let's plow through them. See, I love the arm matrix because they've got long range. They're fairly efficient. But the Barbarella is just super efficient. The range on that shit. There we go. Oh. Tab targeting. I hate tab targeting. Come on, take him out. There we go. I wonder if I could pull off like taking them almost completely out by... Nope, not retreating. It is what it is. I am what I am. That's what I need to do, is go through frickin' We Happy Few one more time. Good night. Slay, bitches. There we go. Look at that shot. That's actually a really good shot. So I have to admit, the fact that this is such a deep dungeon means that, like, it's efficient. Whereas like the one I can run 4 times in an hour, I can do this once and be done. Still haven't decided which one's better. Kill him. It's interesting that the sounds from the harpies are not what you would expect. Which they're CUHOF, which I'm pretty sure is Arabic for harpy. But it is what it is. What the hell? Target him or her. Charge! No, it's... I mean, it's one of those things where this is almost too long for a dungeon. It is. It's too long for a dungeon. Kill him. Okay, I think this is actually the last large room too. I think we're okay with the rest. Come on. This is why I wish spears were a thing here in Entropia universe. I've used a lot of swords in like virtual verse, but yeah. Nope. Harpies used to be all female. Definitely not. Nine times? So, there is a catharsis to grind. There is a catharsis to grind. And it's something that not a lot of people understand. But what it is you're going through, and for this game in particular, Cass, it's about the other pieces to it. So, like, this is a real cash economy game, which means I can put money in, I take money out. I can make money on this game. It's hard, but I mean, that's capitalism, baby. Capitalism is hard. Communism is worse. You get into socialism, communism, and then it's like the old saying. Sometimes capitalism produces bread lines, and sometimes communism produces bread. It is what it is. But I enjoy it. But it's just like all my other hobbies. I paint models. Many people find it to be pretty tedious. I find it cathartic. It's just a personality. Only half surprised you found me on this stream, by the way. Ha! I mean, we can talk about that. No, in case you haven't figured it out from my Twitter, I am a monster fucking nerd. Oh yeah, okay, so for those of you who are watching the replay of this, I forgot I put my YouTube in my Twitter, my primary Twitter account, which of course is at Julian McBain. Big surprise. And most of my posting there is serious libertarian shit posting. My alt is Grillnack the Orc, GRIL_THE_ORK on Twitter. And Grillnack, I literally like play an orc from a Games Workshop Warhammer 40k perspective. I don't even do it from Grimdark Future from One Page Games. I do it from strictly 40k. And so that's just a lot of fun. So, but yeah, Cassandra, a lot of these Morpigos, they're a lot of grind. And a lot of people find grind to be very tedious, but for autists like me, it really works. It is what it is. Good to know you're a nerd, though. Good to know. Okay, let's see what we got from this mess. Dungeon's done. Hit the door lock. We beat the boss. Time for the treasure. Global! That was 96 ped. Which is almost $10 USD. We got Kafka's tails? Or nails? Global 120. Shit. Survey says 102. So we got almost 300 pets. That's 30 USD. That's 30 USD. That's pretty good. Okay. So obviously we're going to recycle the scrap, turn that into ammo. That's 149.37 or 14 and change. Did we finish our Kafa? We didn't finish our Kafa. Shit. That's okay. Tomorrow is another day. Pull out our handy-dandy accounting software, i.e. Google Excel, or Google Sheets. Are you kidding me? There we go. Okay. So today is 22 August. We have 172.77 PED in revenue. And 57.02 in expense, which produces a net profit of 115.75 for the go. We'll drop it all in here. Kafka's nails. What's the markup on these? Do these have markup? Oh god, they don't have shit. That's okay. That's okay. Poor purple paint. We'll throw it in there. And of course, 546 more Mirasol tokens to throw into our pot. We are 13,000 into our 90,000 token goal. So, okay, so for this period while we get ready for Starfield, I'm going to stick to the one CUHOF because otherwise it gets repetitive. So we're going to call it here. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time. So make sure you subscribe. And as always, I really appreciate the support, and we'll see you in the next one.